Okay, and let's go ahead and kill the music. And hello, everybody. Oh, I need to transition over. That would help. Duh. There we go. Hello. Welcome back. This is the seventh game of Cyberpunk. It's going to be a little shorter tonight. We've got some other stuff going on. We're also missing a player, but it'll all work out, given the crap that everybody's been building up to. We've had some technical difficulties as well, but you can't really tell, even though Rusty and Locke could probably reach across and touch one another. See? Ta-da! Oh, it's a kissy face.
That was out of character.
Yes. So last we left off, the group had just obtained the New Haven safe house, the place to lay low at. Which, if you guys see the map, I can always put that back up.
With a giant tunnel to nowhere with a big giant crazy bank door to it.
The Smuggler's Tunnel.
Smuggler's Hole. Yep, Smuggler's Tunnel. Hello! Cronus X, or Double X, is in the chat. Hello!
Oh, that's a Danteezy.
Oh, that is?
Yeah.
What's up, Dante? So we had that. The other thing that was going on at that point is you were putting the final pieces on the plan to deal with or to try and obtain the information from Bio-medika. The unfortunate side effect is that the bounty on Locke is continuing to go up.
I forgot about that part.
That's the good part. What are you talking about? You go from letting everybody know, hey, this Rusty person, she runs with me, to, oh, wait, I got a bounty?
Yeah.
How did that work?
Might be karmistic in nature.
All right. Hold on a sec. All right. So at this point, Hellcat has stepped out. She is looking to follow up on some other lead. She had mentioned something as she was exiting that Chunk had contacted her about something. And as of this morning, Alicia had returned to work. The quote-unquote bereavement cover story that she had been using is now exhausted, and she has returned to work. Otherwise, at this point, the nomads have managed to clear up the place per Mac's request. The payment has been delivered, as well as a nice 7.76 or 7.2 or something like that rifle round. Mm-hmm. So basically a big ass assault rifle.
BFG.
Something along those lines.
Right.
And with that in motion, what is everybody doing as you now wake up first thing in the morning?
Man, I've never... It's one of those things that's like you wake up every morning, but then it's like if you have to role play it, you're like, shit, what do I want to do?
Well, it's a matter of like, because Alicia has actually gone to work at this point, so the idea was for her to go in and attempt to access the information and get it to Syntax.
Yeah, I remember she had to get psyched out about it because she didn't think that she'd be able to do it.
Right, which that's actually going on right now. So basically, the first and foremost, the plan is in motion at this point.
Is there a way for us to follow up with her on that?
You have to follow up through Syntax.
I'll let Missy or Rusty do that.
You mean Meredith?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Because Rusty ran away, hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Oh, man.
Rusty's MIA.
Exactly. Somewhere
Right, yeah.
through Tucson.
Yeah, whoever that person was. Yeah, so I'm going to go follow up with Sin.
Okay. So, so she's up at this point, first thing in the morning. She's got coffee, laid out already. She has in your guys' room there is a I don't want to, an air freshener, but it's not. It's more one of those like scented wax candle things that's going on. Mostly because the entirety of the safe house has that. It's not toxic, but it's that god awful, like super clean, like it just it doesn't feel like home
It's
smell
just
to
been
it.
scrubbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she's doing this with like a vanilla bean smell to try and get that out and get something better in her nostrils. But she's got a visor down like on top of her face right now, and you can tell she's visually going over something on the computer, because she's got like the computer screens and a keyboard and everything all laid out in front of her as well.
So I'm just gonna go and is she in what room did you say she's in?
She's got all this set up in your guys' bedroom.
Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna announce, morning.
She doesn't turn around, but she's like, "Oh, morning. Sorry, a little distracted. Alicia is at work right now."
You have a live feed with her?
Sort of.
What sort of?
Sort of means it wasn't planned, and I'm currently breaking the law to do so.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
I don't have anything on her right now, but I've managed to patch into the local, the traffic cams getting there. So I have some access there, and I've patched myself into what I think is their basic security feed. I have very limited access. I'm looking at what I think is the main entrance, the parking lots, and like their lobby area. So it must be another network that has their security information on it.
so like a third party?
No, not like a third party, but maybe just an entirely different security network.
Okay,
Like maybe this is the one they give to the scrubs. I don't know.
gotcha. Well, that's a really good idea. I'm glad at least you have some sort of eyes on her. Did you talk to her before she left?
I did. I tried to reassure her that we're going to be there as as much as possible, and she nudges you. But she says she was still very nervous. She knew that this was she was really the only one that could do it. So I kind of walked her through the process of getting this jump drive in their system, which will then send the files to a server on the dark web that I have.
Okay. I mean, all you can do is make sure she's as prepared as she possibly can be at this point.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be crossing my fingers.
I really think that we need to be ready to go at a moment's notice if this goes sideways, because beyond the lobby I can't see anything. So if we get a call from her and something's up, I don't know. We never really planned that far, so even I'm kind of antsy.
Would it be worth it for us to maybe have Jill be ready?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Post outside of the facility, just in case I can't really do anything from a physical fighting standpoint. I can shoot my gun, but maybe we can have Locke and Mac help with the security detail in case we need to get in there.
We're going to have to. I mean that AV4 is going to fit everybody. My concern is we never really isolated the connection between that Reconquista LLC and Bio-medika. We're pretty sure that they're one and the same, like one's like just a shell company for the other. But if we have that in the area, my concern, or at least out in the open, my concern is that could cause even more problems. You know what I'm saying? Like they see their own vehicle, but they knew it was stolen.
Right.
You're like, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Um.
But didn't they install something in your like Bodacious Tatas or something that like gives you like extra chipware or something?
Yeah. I mean, it throws certain people off for a short while.
Such as me, I'll admit it. I mean, it's difficult to it's like a big blur right now, unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, you're right in the middle. Oh, you're just covering my face. Good job.
Yeah. You can see
It's
the
just
shade.
really bright. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like the holy picture. The
I have to get
radiant
it different, man.
blue.
There's a sound that goes, ah.
Angelic voices.
Oh.
That one's better.
Yeah, I still can't see
You
it.
can see her eyes.
If you just post it up in the chat, post the picture up in the chat in a Facebook chat.
Right on.
I'll put it up on the feed.
All right, man.
So if not taking the AV, maybe it would be worth it if we have Jill in a car and maybe Locke on his bike and have Max set up around a corner as well.
No, I mean, I think the AV is going to be good because it has a stealth feature and it's armed. I'm
Okay.
just concerned if it gets spotted. You know what I'm saying? So I think we need to figure something out a little bit more, like maybe run it by Mac and Locke and see if they have suggestions on the area of keeping it a low profile physically.
Okay. I'll get with them and see what they have to say.
Okay. The other thing, I think you wanted me to keep this from you, and I'm not really prone to do so, but I think Dane is fully operational.
Oh. Okay. Like,
As in, Hellcat will be upset, fully operational.
oh. Okay. Did he mention to anything to you about the parts that don't exactly fit? He's comfortable with them as they are, or
No, I think, if anything, maybe he made it work.
Okay. Resourceful
Because
like that.
yeah, I mean, I guess I think his concern is I mean, I know Alicia's his friend, and I'm concerned that again, if this goes sideways, he's gonna rush headlong into getting this fixed. So on one hand, I mean, he's really good with weapons, so that would be a benefit, but I don't know if his head's going to be in the right place for this.
I'm afraid, though, with him not wanting me to know this, if we don't bring him into this conversation, that he is going to do something of his own accord and do something stupid. So at least from, I mean, I respect your opinion, but from my perspective, at this point, I think we need to include him in whatever we're planning.
Okay. All right. I mean,
I'll take the hit from Hellcat. She can be mad at me, but
no, I get it. I just wanted to let you know, because I'm trying to keep eyes on as much as possible. So.
gotcha.
Oh, and the other thing that you guys had me looking into, the building next door.
Yeah.
So there. I'm not seeing any like title or anything to it. It just kind of it's listed with the city as abandoned, so it's official city property. I don't think it's going to be much to get it purchased, especially where it's at.
Okay. All right. Let's. Do you know what paperwork did you see what kind of paperwork we need on that, or maybe who needs to initiate that process, or should we?
It's more of just it's just a real estate deal, and I could probably shift some money around and get that done. But obviously, it's going to take manpower to get everything set up, at least the way it was suggested to me because we obviously want a place to park the vehicles.
Right. Well, let me know what you need. We can maybe hit up Moneybags Lock.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, I know he does have quite a bounty on his head right now, but he does seem to be pretty good with the dollars, the credits.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, just I'll run some numbers, and I mean, if we're trying to do it legally, anyways. If we're trying to do it illegally, we're still going to need to pay the help. So I guess we'll need to figure that out. Maybe we just have a group powwow to figure that part of it out, and then I don't know, figure out the game plan from here now that Alicia's inside.
Gotcha. All right, so I'll go meet up with the boys and see what they want to do.
Okay, smooches.
I'm gonna go talk to Dane.
Okay. So Dane at this point obviously is not in the garage anymore. He has his own room with Hellcat, which Hellcat is out and about right now, and he has like 3 weapons like laid out in front of him. He's running down checks on each of them. Clearing his weapons and making sure he has ammo. He's already dressed and set.
What's up, cowboy?
Hey, Meredith, what's going on, Meredith? Sorry.
I think I should be asking you what's going on.
I'm getting ready.
What you getting ready for? Does Hellcat know you're getting ready?
Hellcat does not know that I'm getting ready. I would appreciate it if it was some doctor-patient privilege thing here, although I know there's no official contract signed.
You know what, even if there was a contract signed, I don't know that it would cover all of this. But as that may be, I know you think you're ready to do what it is that you're planning on doing. But I don't want you to think that you have to do this on your own.
Okay, so I'm not going to get isolated out of this then. That's what you're saying.
No.
Okay.
I may be in a little trouble myself with Hellcat, but I think the best course of action is to maybe all of us have a quick discussion about what's going on today, because Alicia's already in Bio-medika.
Right, and that's why I'm worried, because we don't have a plan for the other me that's floating around in there. We don't even know enough about what his whole purpose is, so it's a wild card that I'm really worried about.
Right. So let's meet up with Locke and Mac and see what we want to do. And I just want to get this done quickly, just because she's there now and we're here now. And if something happens now, then she's
covered.
Right.
Okay. All right. I'm just lead the way, I guess.
All right. We're gonna go find the guys.
Okay. So at this point, one of Mac's guys had made a delivery. So there, it's again going back to the whole difference in food. It's one step above kibble. So it's reconstituted, fresh pack food.
The good stuff.
Well, it's equivalent to TV dinners. But
The
it's
really good stuff.
It
Yes.
has like 3 extra packets of flavorings instead of just 1.
Exactly. However, this one specifically was Chinese styled.
Nice. Best.
So the noodles are probably about as close as you would get to being legit noodles, just because that's how they come nowadays. The rest of it was probably vegetables at one point.
Is it cat? Is it chicken?
Yeah.
Mm.
Exactly.
Don't ask.
Don't think about it. Just eat.
It's protein.
But it's like
Yep.
a Jack in the Box.
Yeah,
Don't open.
it is definitely processed meat along those same lines as like hot dogs and bologna and whatnot. So it's
Lips and assholes.
it probably has legitimate meat product in it.
Turtle teeth.
Yeah, turtle teeth. Whoa.
Yummy.
But there's kind of like a little bit of a spread that was set out. They got here first thing in the morning because they were finishing up something else and brought the food by.
Cool.
So Mac and Locke at this point are probably doing a train on the food dishes that are left out there.
Oh yeah, man. I'm all about noodles.
I'm just glad you finished that sentence.
Yeah, pulling a train. Leave it right, man. It's a puzzle. Figure it out.
Right.
All right.
So, how goes it?
Were you guys gonna save any of this food for us?
Enjoy.
You wanted some?
I also eat.
Oh. No, there should be plenty.
Oh, okay. I'm just giving you crap. Hey, so I talked to Sin, and I just had a discussion with Dane here.
Holy shit. I want to take a moment to look at Dane and be like, it's weird seeing you standing up, not laying down in a bed or in a room where I'm not allowed to go into.
Oh, what? Kind of like looks around. It's like, wait. So somebody told you that room was off limits? I mean, yeah, I was recovering, but I don't recall it like I being quarantined. He looks like right at Meredith, like, okay, clue me in here. Did I have like an infectious disease or something?
That sounds like maybe that came out of Hellcat's mouth.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
just
Maybe
poking in the dark here.
maybe it's more of like somebody guarding their snack or something, man. You know what I'm saying?
We're saying Hellcat probably thought that, not that you think I'm a snack, because that's a whole different conversation.
Definitely.
Okay. All right, good. Yeah, hi. I can walk now.
This food sure is better than kibble.
It smells better than kibble.
Change the topic here.
Okay. So anywho, I think it's the best idea at this point because clearly Dane is gonna go do some stuff on his own. That we just bring him in to what we have planned here, which really isn't a plan. So let's make a plan. So you're aware Alicia is at Bio-medika now.
Oh.
Sin's got eyes on her. Not awesome eyes. She's just hacked into the local network so that she can kind of see what's going on.
That's better than nothing, I guess. Yeah.
I can probably help her with that. If the clone me or whatever the hell it is that's in there still has my access, I may be able to help her get in further into the other security network.
Okay, that's probably
nice.
a good idea. So on that topic, what do you guys think we should do with the other Dane?
If we're talking about like
A double tap? I mean, be perfectly honest here.
he's got to go. There can only be one.
No, I'm with you there on that one.
Is it really his fault that he's working for these people, though?
Oh,
I think we'd really have to take into consideration if we have the chance, and I understand that there may not be a chance, but I think that we have to take the chance and see what this person, if it is, I mean, do we have a confirmation that this guy's organic? I mean,
Like sentient.
yeah, or is he? I mean, could he? It's possible that he could be programmed as this, and if that's the case, if it's an android, then we decommission him. If it's somebody that's like been lied to or something along those lines, then I think we should at least strive to give them the opportunity to redeem themselves.
That's horribly noble, but do we think we're even going to have that opportunity?
That's what I'm saying. If that opportunity arises,
mm-hmm.
I just don't like going in and putting a bullet in somebody's head just because they
it's
look
not really somebody.
Right.
I don't know.
So,
It's one of those things. What does Dane think about it?
Kill him.
Yeah, Dane right here says it's a double tap. That's my identity, and for whatever reason, they're using me and my likeness for some sort of cover up. I mean, I get kind of where you're at with the whole idea of I don't know if we're going to have time to even figure that out.
Right, and I'm just saying that if that. I'm not saying I'm totally hell bent for that, and I understand that if somebody's pointing a gun at me, I'm gonna shoot first and ask questions later.
Right.
So you're saying if we have time and if the situation arises where we can work this out, then at least we try first.
I would think so, because there could be some sort of. I mean, if this guy's so far gone, if that's the case, then we may be putting him out of his misery. But if this is something that they've lied to him to where he thinks that he is doing something a little bit more noble or to that point, I'm playing the devil's advocate,
I get
options.
it. All right, well, Doc, I mean, you're the medic here. I'm going to assume you have some sort of psychological training. What do you think?
I mean, I've read a few psychology articles, but I wouldn't call myself any kind of an expert.
You're the closest thing we got.
Is it possible for them for instance, if I was abducted, let's just say, they put somebody else's face on me, whatever the case may be, is there some way that they can, because I'm not familiar with this stuff, I'll be perfectly honest, I'm 100% me, that if somebody was to put an implant in there, would they be able to control me?
I don't know. I know jack and shit about clones, so I couldn't say. Meredith, you're our resident doctor here, and Missy, if you want to give a tech roll and your med tech skill.
They're 10s and 6s.
Yep, all 10s and 6s.
Okay. Taking that tech. All right, so starting with 15, and I'm rolling a d10, right?
And you're rolling a d10.
15.
You rolled a 1?
Oh, wait, no. I rolled a 0.
0 is a 10, baby.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. So roll it again.
I was just mad because of all of my really bad rolls last game. Oh, now I rolled a 1.
Well, no, you're fine. So you rolled a 10 and then you rolled a 1. So add 11 to whatever else you have.
26.
So if we roll a 10, we get an extra roll?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Badass, man.
Yep, it explodes. Welcome back, Dante. All right, so, yeah, you know what? Right after you got done saying the whole, I've read some books, I wouldn't call myself an expert, yada, 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 but as soon as they get to the whole, control chip, you're like, that is right up in the vein of, conspiracy theory that you can sort of prove, not only from your personal experience, but from research that you've read. It's in that vein, which is it's a moral dilemma for the whole, not only just for cybernetics, but for clones in general as well, for cloning. Wetware can be designed to basically chipset somebody to make them a puppet, and it's something that's currently in the government right now, where they're kind of hashing it out when it's constantly getting stalled as a bill.
With that knowledge, would that be something I would have like an idea of, or any kind of knowledge of how to reverse or remove?
Not practically, no. Even though you've got a great role and you're fairly competent, that if you had the right tools, you could wing it.
Mm-hmm.
But you've never actually experienced it up front. It's not something. It's not a project you've ever really worked on.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, it is possible, Mac. But I don't know how we would fix it. So if that is what it is, I mean, that is a problem.
And just a heads up for those of you who are viewing, I actually put up some rotating pictures that are in there. That is Syntax and that is Dane, the two that are rotating around. So if you needed a visual or whatnot.
More yams than Christmas hams. Look at that butt, dude.
Syntax looks great walking out a door.
Good word.
Well, Meredith has to have something to hold on to, guide her way, through the dark room.
Yeah,
That's some meat.
this cold night.
It's like planes, trains, and automobiles. Where'd you put your hand? Oh, it's it's between the pillows. Where'd you put the other hand? Between the other pillows? Those aren't pillows. How about those Mets?
Good movie, man.
That's good stuff. So yeah, it in the interim, I mean, if we're just planning this out, I don't know what we're gonna do with this guy afterwards. But if we have the opportunity to take him, Mac, do you have do you guys think that we could hold him here, or Mac, do you have a spot with the nomads that we could keep fake Dane?
I think he's drawing home life aggro.
Oh.
Get it out.
I'm back.
Okay. Welcome back.
Sorry.
Was there something that I should have been involved in?
She was asking if you had a place in which to store fake Dane in, if we could grab him.
Or if you guys think if we would be able to keep him here. I mean, this is a big enough place, but we obviously don't have resources to keep somebody captive.
It's also a risk. We just got this place as a safe house. We don't know if he has some sort of tracking
I
or
highly
anything of that
say
nature.
no to here, but I'll put a text out, see what kind of availability I may have. I think also, I was just thinking, did you tell us about the availability for the next door?
Oh,
Yeah.
not yet.
Oh.
So yeah, that'll actually be our next topic. But
What?
I did speak
Why?
with Sin about that too. And the next building has been deemed open or condemned, I guess. So it should be a short process. Whether
Is this something we can go through the DA about?
Sin's pretty confident that she can just take care of it. So
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna leave that up to her expertise until she says.
And I'll put some words out there, because you know what, we could probably get the friends and family discount if there's anybody around in my group that.
I mean, she did mention it would just be a realty kind of a purchase. So
Okay.
if you know any realtors, that might be a good place to start.
Well, the realtors I might know might get you a good deal on a tent. Not a whole lot of property owners where I'm at.
Yeah, that's.
But we've got a veritable cornucopia of skill sets. But so I think I might be able to.
Hey, at least when we get it purchased, we know who to go to for those renovations.
Yeah, I'm sure there'd be at least people that could do us at least a decent. Might not be the tip top, but it'll be functional and it'll be safe.
Yeah. So.
And fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we really need a place to put that, a safe place to put that 84.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we may be able to, we may have to put a couple dollars more out there, but I think it'd still be cheaper than going through my family than it would be.
All right.
Going outside. And to mention,
You've got your back, man.
Yeah. And not to mention, a lot more confidential.
Right. Yeah, which we need right now. We need as many people not knowing about this place as possible.
Yeah.
Let me put a couple texts out there. I'll put my feelers out for construction possibilities, that if the need arises, that we can have a couple people quite possibly on standby, more or less, or ready to drop what they happen to be doing and come over here.
Okay.
And then also the possibility of either conveniently storing somebody, so at least temporarily. Whether I don't know, I don't really know if we want to do it out at our encampment, but we might know somebody. Somebody in my family might know somebody.
Okay.
So I'll put some call. I'll put a text out to Mason and let him know a little bit of what's going on and see if he can't possibly line up put the word out for the cream of the crop of our trustworthy ones to come in here and talk about the
The renovation
stuff. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So send a text out to Mason and he'll get back to you when he knows more.
So talking about the AB4 though, so we can. Alicia's at Bio-medika now. I don't think there's any value to us staying here at the house while she's risking her life to try and figure this out for us. So what if we all get in and just wait, or at least go and be close enough where we can be there if something goes down? I mentioned it to Sin. The only problem that she sees is that if it's spotted, then we're kind of in deep shit. What do you guys think?
What options do we have? If
We
call 1-800-MAKO and get a new paint job.
It's a little bit more than that.
Right, but you know what I'm saying.
I mean, it's a good idea, probably for later. We don't have the manpower to pull that off,
So
especially
right now
with her already in.
will the stealth capabilities, are they always active, or is it something that we have to run like actively as we're hanging out in this thing? I'm not sure how.
I don't know. Jill's the one that's got all the experience with it. Maybe we should call her over from wherever the hell in the house she's at.
What I'm trying to get at is if it's one of those things where we just can't hide it, we're gonna have to find something that's at least the most inconspicuous. So like if we can scout out the place where she's working at, maybe there's a parking garage nearby that we can at least react from in a timely manner.
Okay.
And still be hid.
Yeah. A parking structure or something. I don't have maps, but do you, Meredith, do you think, and I know she's busy, but do you think Syntax could pull us something up in the Badlands here that might be structurally sound enough that we could park this and hide it or lay low?
I can ask her to bring something up. So
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and send a text to Syntax, and I'm also going to send a text to Jill to get into the kitchen.
Okay.
And my text to Syntax is just asking for the map.
Okay.
See if she can find any structures.
So, Syntax gives you a frowny face for being busy, but she'll get something to you here as soon as she can.
Okay.
And then you hear vocally, da na 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 na, and you see Jill come sliding across the floor in socks into the room.
Jill's my fucking favorite, man.
Jill,
Somebody rang about needing a pilot.
How much caffeine have you had today?
We may or may not be missing a 2-liter of soda.
I want you to throttle it back because that's bad for your heart. I'm a doctor, I should know.
Yes, Mom.
So, what was your question about the stealth capabilities, Locke?
Is it something that is depletable, something that we have to run the whole time for it to hide, or is it something where it's just built in and we don't have to worry about it?
Oh, she said no. I mean, we can totally turn it off, but the IFF is gonna con with any police vehicles or anybody surveying the area as a stolen vehicle.
So that's a plan B then, in all reality. So we need to find
That, and it's still kind of painted like the Reconquista vehicles, which is kind of a dead giveaway.
Gotcha. So you deploy the stealth when we're already on our way out to like cover our tracks or whatnot. But in the meantime, we need to see about parking under something or getting something over our heads while we're in waiting.
Oh yeah. So Dante, it's not refractive camouflage. I mean, they can still be spotted visually. It has to do with the low noise of the vehicle itself. It's more like it runs silent up to a certain point.
Like Airwolf.
Like Airwolf. Dun, da, 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 da.
I can't believe you know that song still, man.
Hell yeah. Fucking Airwolf was the bomb. You kidding me?
Yeah, show back in the day.
Uh-huh. And every time they went into combat, Airwolf would let out a fart and fly out really fast. If you go back and watch those shows, there's always this sound when it kicks in the turbo.
So,
What was the pilot's name?
So you had Stringfellow and you had Hawk, or Stringfellow Hawk is what it was.
I just can't remember the actor. I can see him in my mind.
Jan Michael Vincent.
Jan Michael Vincent. That's what it was.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, Jerome. Man.
Yeah.
Lots of money.
And Ernest Borgnine was his co-pilot.
Remember that, man.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, if we go in there, I'm planning on taking Holiday Road because I can be a little bit more incognito, and
All right.
worst case scenario, I might be a bit of a distraction.
Ooh, you're all right with that?
To see Bio-medika go down, yeah.
All right.
My man back.
So, and this is just strongly hinted suggestion, but if you're going to do something like that and you're going to try to be a decoy, kudos to you. How quickly can you get your family to get you some like bulletproof windows and bring some scrap for the front of the vehicle? You're going to need it. So you just kind of you power thumb it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and
This
give
is
me
what I need, and what do we have, and
Mhm.
or what can I get?
give me an empathy roll as well as your family. And roll a d10. Don't roll a 1.
Empathy and family. Starting off at a 13.
Okay.
Come on, 0. Almost. 8.
Nice.
So that's 16, 21.
Okay. That they can do, obviously, because as you're well aware, not only are they constantly working on vehicles back at the camp, but there are some things they try to keep on hand. I mean, they can't keep windshields on hand per se, but they know how to get their hands on them. But like scrap to help reinforce the front or help make a battering ram or whatnot, they can do that. So if you can meet them someplace, or at least go back to the camp temporarily, they can try and slap some of that on. Take maybe 2 hours.
Okay.
Be a rush job. It's not going to be pretty, but they can do it.
Okay.
Out of character, did Mac's family already fix Rusty's car?
Yes.
Okay. Mac, do you want to take my car? It's already kind of bulletproofed. And then your family might just have to throw some stuff on the front. Otherwise, if you want to go ahead and continue and just have them reinforce your car,
It might be good to do that a little bit, and then they can take their time and make it look a little bit better.
okay.
So
I was gonna say, otherwise maybe Jill can drive my car since it's reinforced already.
I thought I'm flying the
Oh, that's right.
AV4. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I could do both, wait a minute.
Let me think. Hold on. Can I?
No.
Yeah, wait. No, can you install some cybernetics in me to like remote control?
No.
No, as in
let me
you
pull that one out of
can't, or no, as in you won't.
No as in Rusty said, Meredith said no.
Damn it!
That's the Ann Meredith thing.
You're taking all the fun out of it, Smalls. All right, fine.
hey, I want to get shot at too.
All right. So, so Mac, you're gonna have your family set up your car then.
Yeah, but I'll use yours, or rather, Rusty's old car, for the time being.
Okay. And you would know that it. I mean, it also has armor plating on it already. Not only was it,
Right.
not only did it have the bulletproof glass, but it was also armor plated.
And they've probably replaced the baling wire and duct tape that I fixed it with that one time.
Yes.
With something a little bit better and more.
Dumb.
Yeah.
And yep, and your gum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good old grandpa.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss before we head out?
How are we getting her out?
I mean, I don't know. How are we getting her out?
Are we okay? So
Or-
we're
I-
posting up in case shit goes sideways. If it doesn't, and everything goes according to plan, she can just walk out like it's the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
She could, but I don't think we can anticipate that. The files she's going to be
We
trying.
need to hope for the best and plan for the worst.
Yeah, the files she's trying to access are going to flag if her ID touches it,
Okay.
which means it's going to send it to probably her boss. And if her boss thinks that she shouldn't be touching it, which she probably shouldn't, I mean, they could lock her out of the system and keep her from leaving.
So we are going to need a distraction.
We may. I mean, I don't know how quickly she's going to be able to get in there, and if somebody's watching it like right at that moment, because it's not automated. I mean, it'll flag, but it goes to like the highest authority, and it's if they have that moment. So if he's not busy, then it could be right away. If he's in a meeting, maybe not for a couple minutes.
She is.
if he's in a meeting, can we see about maybe talking to somebody with a legitimate reason to be talking to this guy?
I don't know, but Meredith, why don't you call her and see if you can get a copy of her itinerary for today?
Okay.
Because she's the admin to one of the executives here, and that's who it would roll up under. So if we can time this, maybe right around that time frame.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call Alicia.
Okay. So phone buzzes, a couple times, and the lighting comes up, and you can see her, as a visual, and she's clearly nervous, but she's at her desk at this point, from what you can tell. She's like, hi, Meredith.
Hey.
And she downs a drink.
Hey, sweets, you're doing good. You having a good day? Good day back from your bereavement?
She looks around. Yes, it is good to be back.
Well, you know how we discussed previously when you're gonna go back to work that maybe we could meet up for lunch one day if you wanted to? Well, I might have some free time today. You could just send me what your schedule is.
Okay, so you're trying to be subtle about it. Give me an empathy and a fast talk check.
I don't have fast talk. I'm starting with a 9.
9.
13.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not the sound of success.
No, it's not.
Yeah, well, you have to repeat yourself again and maybe emphasize a word or two for her, so it's not quite so obvious. And she's like, oh, right, the lunch date. Gotcha. Let me check. Just give me a moment.
Okay.
And she's kind of going. You can see her scrolling on a touch screen to double check things. And she says, I'm booked up until 1.
Booked until 1. Okay. Well, do you want to catch up around then? Or do you want to just give me a call when you think you might have some free time?
Why don't I do that?
Okay.
Just let you know when an opening happens, because sometimes the meetings run long.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally understand. But don't keep me hanging. I'm holding you to our date.
So she actually kind of blushes a little bit, not quite understanding, but she's like, I am terribly sorry for keeping you holding last time. I won't let it happen again.
Oh, no, it's quite right. Hey, and you know what? I don't think I know we discussed this previously, but I was really interested in applying for a job in your department. What was your boss's name again?
Okay, hang on 1 second. It's a good way of stating that. I got to go through my notes. Where is she at? There we go. His name is Kendall Rains.
Kendall Rains. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, well, keep me posted.
Okay, I will.
All right, have a good day.
You too. And give everybody my love.
I will. Stay frosty.
Okay, so she hangs up. Bleep.
All right. She's taking lunch at 1. She's gonna keep me posted if anything seems to go down.
I guess, do I need to go? Do we already have Rusty's old car here? Or is it still back at my place?
No, we can say it was brought over.
Okay.
It looks pretty unassuming as it is, so it's not like it needed to have a tarp thrown over it or anything.
Right. They just kind of reinforced the Swiss cheese.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sweet.
Okay.
And we'll see about setting up the next time I go out there. I'll go with somebody or have somebody give me a ride back or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm. So Dane at this point goes to hook up with Syntax and discuss the security feed thing. So, and Jill is kind of like looking around with her hands behind her back, sort of thing. Just like, so when we go in,
Did we find a parking garage or something to park on there?
yeah, Syntax at this point comes back and shows you like an old parking garage near there, because they are set up on the south end of town. The official facility is actually in the Badlands, but since it's corporate owned, it all looks nice and shit. Since I know some of you guys are from Phoenix, think Chandler area.
Nice.
My cousins live there.
Yeah, so Derek, for you, let me give you a good visual. So think along the lines of like North Riverside to Moreno Valley. So
Gentrification. Everything's new, and there's like a Chili's, Fridays, and an Applebee's on every corner.
Nice.
It's okay.
it's okay.
And the obligatory Starbucks like
Yeah,
twice a block.
Target, Walmart.
Yeah,
So-
they're all over the place.
If there's a parking garage in this, the AV4 can fly, right? It's not a wheelbase.
No, it is completely hover based.
Okay, so we don't have to park on the ground floor. We can get up,
Mhm.
for even more inconspicuous. But let's park under the top level. So if it's 3, then we park on 2.
Okay, so
We're not on the top.
Yeah.
not on the very top, just
Just we have something over our heads.
okay.
All right. Is there anything we need to do before we start heading out?
I don't know.
I mean, we gotta wait for Dane and grab him on the way out, but
Well, gun checks and all that.
all right. I'm gonna go grab my med bags, get those loaded up.
Yeah, we're probably gonna need that.
Shit.
I don't know if you guys know anything about this company or large corporations in general, but because they well their benefits are great. I'll put it that way. Since they deal with such high level need to know type of not products but projects, they can throw quite a bit at us if we don't get in and out as quickly as possible.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's all been at the expense of innocent people too. Yeah, don't get me started. I hate those people.
So yeah, all right. So we ready then? We good?
I'm good.
Ready?
I'm gonna send Dane a text to tell him to hurry his ass up with my lady and meet us at the AV.
Okay. So yeah, he comes, out with his gear, in tow and whatnot, and Syntax ends up sending you a text. you're sending Meredith a text, and she's like, "Why did you interrupt?"
I'll text her back. The package is at the delivery place. Like, aren't we supposed to be making sure the package doesn't get hurt?
I was looking at the package.
God damn
Oh,
it.
wrong package.
I'll text back angry faces.
Okay, yeah. So she texts back in a tongue sticking out emoji. Everybody
Alright.
gets on board the AV4 at this point.
Nope.
Oh, that's right. You're going in. You're going in the Rusty Mobile.
Yes.
Okay.
With weapons close at hand,
Okay.
just in case.
No problem. Well, it's got plenty. It's actually a lot. It's significantly more roomy than you would have anticipated. So you have no problem storing your gear in here. When you fire it up, you end up hearing this. You were working at a waitress in a cocktail bar. That much is true. And it's like it immediately kicks on with the the 1980s Human League. Don't you want me, baby?
Meredith,
Classic rock.
Pretty much. So you pull out, and Jill ends up, requesting everybody to sit firmly in their seats, secure yourselves with your seatbelts, because this could be a bumpy ride.
And so I'm going to the same parking structure,
Yes.
at least for now.
Mhm.
Okay.
So she ends up. She has her bomber goggles, strapped on and getting a little dramified as to what she's doing.
The World War I flying ace.
Pretty
going
much.
out,
Yeah. Pretty
trying
much.
to keep undercover from the Red Baron.
Yep. And she, starts lifting off, and it kind of lifts off in a quick hurry because it's who she is. And then when she flips on the basically the internal radar, you end up hearing this kind of an electronic sound you're not quite familiar with, almost as if something electronic was like swaying back and forth, like a whoa whoa. And she takes off and starts into the air and flips on the quote unquote stealth mode, so silent. And so then immediately you guys barely hear the fans at this point, mostly just from the air passing by as she's keeping it sort of low, trying to keep out of visual range as best as possible, at least getting too high up in the air and staying out of air traffic control. Then you hear a voice come from the AV4, and it sounds kind of like an effete gentleman, and it says, it ends up saying, "Jill, there are no targets currently in sight." Wom wom.
Jill,
Yeah.
did you what did you do to this thing?
Dude, it's a Knight Rider mod. You would love it.
Like the old show?
She said, womp womp.
Yeah. Exactly. She says, yeah, like the old show. It was like totally supposed to be like a GPS thing, but I modified it and it is awesome. And I have kit for an IFF.
Two
Of
thumbs
course you
way
do.
up.
Thank you, Michael.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, you do you, Jill. Just get us there safely.
I am totally getting us there safely, aren't I, Kit? That is an affirmative, Jill. You guys fly out to the to the parking structure. I mean, and it's beat up looking, but parking structures are built kind of like bomb shelters anyways. So, I mean, even if parts of it are looking kind of wrecked, the rest of it's probably still pretty sturdy. And that's what it kind of looks like out here. Like it's been wind blown and it's in disrepair, mostly because of people being assholes and kicking broken parts. Sometimes assholes are that they just want to break something or take a piece of concrete. That and the elements. So it's not like, I mean, it's still usable. It's just, it wouldn't be legal by today's standards.
Sweet.
Yeah, but I messed up and now it only yells at us in Cantonese.
Oh, damn.
So you touch down and you guys eventually hear the rusty mobile, rolling up through the parking complex.
Wait, I thought Mac's family fixed my car. I say to nobody in particular.
So
right.
Jill is like looking around. She's like, but it sounds kind of badass. Why would you want to fix that?
I mean, I guess it's a signature. I'm gonna text Syntax and ask her how everything's looking from the cameras.
So she texts back. She says, all good. I still don't have access to everything, but I have access to more than I did.
Okay.
I've got all of the first floor, so should something go wrong, if we can get at least, if we can get Alicia down there, I can walk her through.
Okay.
All right, man.
And she also ends up saying there's a couple sub-levels this place. I don't have access to it, but I can see some markings in the computer system that tell me it goes down probably about 4 floors deep.
Oh, wow.
The Bio-medika location?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that, of course, is in addition to the 5-story building that's on top of it.
Okay.
So now we
sit and wait.
Wait.
Okay. So at this point, Jill breaks out cards to try and pass some time. Kicks him out. She's like, anybody for kings in the corner? Blackjack?
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna go through my kits and play with my scalpel.
Okay. Safety first, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Interesting choice of toys.
it calms me to be next to my medical accoutrement.
No. And then the vehicle ends up saying, "That must be Meredith. I would have you know that this is a top of the line medical facility on top of being an armed vehicle. You should feel quite safe here."
Thanks, Kit.
You are welcome.
Wow.
I need to use the bathroom real quick, man.
You go do that.
I'm probably standing next to their vehicle or something.
Yeah,
like
probably. Just camped out with the door open or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem. So, time goes by. You guys got there probably about 10-ish. You're a little early. The grounds itself, I mean, the grounds itself are completely sealed off. It's got a wall all the way around it. I mean, it is by no means a part of the Badlands whatsoever. It's its own little oasis out here, and it's not uncommon for corporations with cash to do something like this because one, it's private. I mean, aside from any dumbasses that might try to come up to the walls or whatnot. It's also out of the way of public scrutiny for the most part. So it's not like police come out this way or anything of that nature. And they can usually pay off any nomad gangs or gangs in general to keep their nose out of their business and provide extra security on the outside of the wall to let them do what they do. But given the height that you guys have from the parking structure, I mean, you can see it looks very much like a corporate park. It's got the main building in the middle, which is like 5 stories. It's got a nice fountain in the middle. It's got a couple of adjacent buildings next to it, replete with some covered parking. It also has, which at least for as far as you can tell, most of the walkways here are covered to help with issues with the environment, because it does tend to be hotter here now due to the environmental issues that the Earth has sustained in Arizona, or I should say in general. So Arizona, unfortunately, is a little bit hotter than it normally is. On really bad days, it could probably push about 130.
That's brisk, baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty tipsy.
Yep. As Dante says, this vehicle is nosy as fuck. So, with that being said, before the 1 o'clock cutoff comes up, you end up, Meredith, you end up getting a call. And the call comes up, but it's without video, and the line is very staticky. You can hear a raspy voice on the other end. The number is coming from Alicia's phone number, and you hear something to the effect of like, can you hear me? I can't tell if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Shit, I don't know if you can hear me. And then he kind of fuzzes out again, and you hear something effective. You think you hear something effective like locked in a closet.
Alicia, can you hear me?
And then when she moves or something shifts in the call, you can actually hear alarms going off. And then she ends up saying something effective like, building. You hear something effective like building on lockdown. And then it goes quiet, disconnects. And at that moment, Syntax says, she chimes in on the on your phone, calling you directly. She says, I don't know what is going on. There's a lot of commotion on the bottom floor, and then I just lost all the feed. I'm not picking up any sort of signals coming out, so whatever's happening, they're blocking transmissions.
Do we know if she got done what she needed to do, or is this stemming from something else?
I assume I had both of them on speakerphone so everybody else could hear.
Yeah. Oops.
Well, I mean, you're there, so I mean, if she just puts the call on speakerphone, everybody can hear it.
Okay.
But she's like, I don't know. I don't think it has to do with what she was doing. Before everything got locked out on the first floor, I was seeing the front doors getting hermetically sealed.
We need floor plans. He said that there's 4 levels.
I can get you the first floor. That's it.
Shit.
Is she? Alicia said she was locked in a closet. Are there any closets on the first floor?
There are, but I never saw her.
can't just go to the front door.
What level did she say her office was? Or her desk?
She unfortunately never did. But Dane knows, and Dane says that she would her office sits right outside Kendall Rain's, and it's on the 3rd floor.
Oh boy.
What?
And he says, Meredith, can you run that message back to me? Can I see what was going on?
Yeah.
Dane, being like, did we hear like an audible alarm at one point on her? What does that alarm mean?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, because I would assume they have different tones for different types of emergency. You've got your earthquake alarm, your fire alarm.
That's what I was thinking. Hopefully, this is something like a goddamn fire alarm or something, not transposing from what she was doing.
Right.
But if they were sealing the doors, that means they're keeping everybody in.
This is Bio-medika, though.
I wonder if there's been
There's had to been some sort of
breach, not like a biological or hazardous breach.
So do you play back the phone call?
Yeah.
Or what? Okay. So he looks. I mean, he's has to play it a couple times to look at it, and he says, "This is some sort of an outbreak."
The noises from the desert, man. All that shit that we've been seeing. All the reports of all that crazy stuff going on with the kidnapped people and all that shit. This is here, man.
And so he's like, and they're sealing the doors, so that means they're not calling for help. And if they are jamming the signal, then that means they're trying to keep it under wraps, which means we do not have a lot of time to get her out. If this gets out of control, they're going to blow the facility.
How would we get her out? What options do we have?
I still have Sin on the speakerphone.
Yeah.
Is she still
Yeah,
on
she's
the phone?
there. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you see it? Were you able to pull up the blueprints? Is there any way in from any other fire escape?
She's like, I don't have access to blueprints. I can see on top from satellite imagery. There's obviously roof access. So there's that. Or you're gonna have to go through the front door unless there's something else I don't know.
She's on the 3rd floor, so
I send out a text real quick. Do we know anybody that has any type of Bio-medika information?
Well, Dane,
what
do you think?
To my family.
Okay, so I'll get you in just a second.
Okay.
So I mean, at this point, Dane is he's super antsy at the situation. He's like, okay, so let me think. Do we have explosives?
Yeah,
Anything? What do you got, Locke?
I've got mini missiles in my arm.
Jesus Christ! All right. There's a loading bay on the west side of the building that they bring in shipments. It can be hermetically sealed, but it was never reinforced against any sort of explosive or artillery. If you've got a mini missile, it's going to be loud and it's going to be ugly, but we can get in that way. Otherwise, we're stuck at a point of entry going to the front or going in the top.
Okay. Let's do it, man.
All right.
So are you guys just gonna blow a hole through the wall and just run in? The security is gonna be all over that. I mean, I know.
They're probably going to be preoccupied, so we've got the
emergency
advantage of
people
surprise.
to break in.
Okay.
We'll be
Yeah,
afraid.
we're gonna have to hope that whatever set this off is gonna keep them occupied.
Well, whatever set this off, I mean, if this is an outbreak, I also don't want the three of you to.
4 of us. We're gonna need you to go.
Okay.
I know where the kits are that track most of the potential threats that might arise here. They keep one up front, so I can get that to you, and you can help monitor the situation, make sure we don't walk into like a hot zone or something that's potentially ridden with something like a gas or something that we're not picking up on.
Okay. Let's go.
All right. And he, turns to Jill, and Jill's already got her goggles on. She's like, "I got it, bro. I got this."
I'm putting the bandana on. At least something to cut down on inhalation of anything that might happen.
Mm-hmm. So, are you hopping in the AV?
If we leave here, we got to get out of here quick.
That's what we got Jill for, man. We just didn't back to where we got in from.
I don't like abandoning this vehicle here.
Yeah, we got other shit to worry about right now, man.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. I'll hop in.
All right. So,
lock the other one. And...
Sure. Okay. So you guys all hop in, and she, eases it out of the parking structure because that's not terribly big. She flips up over onto the horizon, and within a matter of maybe 30 seconds, she's up and over that wall with the alarms going on, and you just see people. It's like they're not even paying attention. You can see people just running scared, in the corporate lot itself, and there's actually some people running for the covered parking, and you can actually see like 3 people get cut down by gunfire.
Oh shit, dude.
So it looks like whatever's happening, they're already trying to do containment. You guys touch down, well, not completely, but touch down close enough to the back. Door comes flying open, and you guys hop out. And as you're hopping out, you end up hearing Kit say, "Hostile at 12 o'clock." And Jill, and at that point, as the last person jumps out, Jill bucks the AV4 back, to rear it back up, and you end up seeing. 1 second.
Something that we're not going to be happy to see.
Don't fucking do it, dude.
Oh no.
I'm waiting, man.
It better not be that. The second RoboCop.
Oh yeah, the Ed 209. There we go. You have 10 seconds to comply. Holy shit!
Remember when RoboCop?
Wait, we need stairs. We need to find stairs.
Yes.
Navigate stairs.
I am sorry, I was not prepared for this. I thought I had the image readily available. I guess I don't. This should be it. Okay, let me get this pulled up real fast. Now, I'm pretty sure Dante, if he's played Cyberpunk, is going to know what it is. If not, well, then surprise. Where are we at? This is not what I'm looking for. That's nice, but not it either. There we go. Okay, 1 second. I'll post that up in our chat so you guys can see it. There you go. It is what is called an AV-9. It is a combat assault aerodyne, something specifically designed as a big brother to the AV-4.
It looks like a fucking Harrier, dude.
So basically, the AV-4 was made with civilian use in mind, as well as like, paramilitary, police, and whatnot. The AV-9 was specifically designed for military use. It is classified as a gunship.
Oh, no, it's not going to show.
I'll shade it. Bummer.
Yeah,
So we're staring at
like a
Nightwolf.
A hind D, dude.
But yeah, kind of without the rotors on top.
Yeah.
It does very much have that kind of Russian look to it. But yeah, I mean it's flying up. It's not focused on you guys. It's focused on the AV-4, and Jill opens up with the minigun.
Okay, good.
And is
Airwolf rather, yeah.
Yeah, and is just rattling off rounds at it as
That awesome sound.
she's trying to veer off to direct its attention. And I mean it does. As soon as it's veering, it launches a rocket, which narrowly misses the AV-4. And at this point, Dane is terrified because that's his sister getting shot at. But he knows, the whole object of this is to get the fuck in and try and get out.
Focus. Let's get to the fucking door.
All right, so Locke, roll your reflex, and it's going to be reflex and pistol in essence, because they don't have a skill for fire your cyber arm.
Okay.
Go gadget.
What is reflex under?
That's
Reflex is one of your attributes. It's ref.
It's under ref. Does not stand for referee.
Gotcha. Give me a second. I'm looking for my stats, dude. So 9, 10, 11, 12. Starting with 13.
All right.
And then a D10. I said 13, right? 13.
13 to start.
So 18 altogether.
Okay. So it's not like it's a moving target. You got back far enough and pulled that out. You guys see his arm unfold partly, and then this little rocket come flying out. A bit bigger than a pin, kind of like one of those jumbo kid pin size sort of thing, just kind of flies out. Hits that door. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's handy as shit.
Okay. So there's enough of a wedge that gets blown through that you guys can kind of tunnel through. You have to duck, but you can get through.
Gotcha.
And you can visibly hear the alarm at this point from the inside of the building.
Dane, you need to take point, man. We don't know where we're going.
All right. So he leads you guys through the bay, which there was actually nobody in there at that point. Just two regular trucks, one of which was more like a pickup truck with the company logo on it. The other one was just a cargo truck that probably brought something here recently.
Gotcha.
Of nothing import, because in fact you actually see a snack logo on the side.
It's the vending machine delivery guy.
Pretty much. So you head in. He takes you up to the front desk, and at this point, there's actually nobody there, which is the weird thing. There's either somebody like ran and hid, or maybe they got out before the doors closed, or I mean, who knows? But there's nobody up there. Flashing lights, and it is kind of loud and disorienting. But he hands you the, for lack of a better term, the Geiger counter. To help keep track of basically the air quality and potential threats with radiation and whatnot. And then there's gas masks for everybody.
Gotcha.
Sweet.
Which in the case of an actual biological threat is basically the equivalent of an oxygen mask on an airplane. The illusion of safety.
To give you hope.
Yep,
Yeah.
to give you hope.
All right. I'm gonna
And
throw
so,
on my fire up the counter.
what's that?
I'm gonna throw on my gas mask and fire up the counter.
Okay. So he's looking around and he said, and he calls out to, calls out to Syntax, which nothing goes through. He's like, shit. So we don't have any eyes. We have no way of reaching her. All right. So proceed to the third floor. Elevators will be on lockdown. We're gonna have to take the stairs.
Gotcha.
So he kicks open one of the doors and starts going up. Unfortunately, it's these damn sirens are horribly loud in the enclosed stairways coming up because it just echoes for days. As you get up past the first level, you end up seeing a guy. He's was in a suit and tie, had some cybernetics visible, probably some sort of maybe low-level manager type. He has a gunshot wound through the head, and so like the blood is smeared on the wall and kind of coming down. It's like somebody caught up to him and got him real close range, and it just blew his stack out. If we're talking about ultra carbon.
He ain't coming back, man.
Yeah. And then as you start going up the flight of stairs, you can see one of the doors to the second floor is laid open. And it's
as we were passing him in the first place, did he have anything like a badge or access badge or something like that?
Yeah.
Grab it as we're going.
Okay. So you grab his access badge. As you get to the door, it's been propped up, or I should say propped open by a leg.
By a leg?
By a leg. And not a cybernetic leg. It was a fleshy limb that's just kind of left there, may have been ripped off somebody.
Interesting. Ouch.
And when you look up to the next floor, the next set of stairs going up in the stairwell, you can see that there's been shit that's been thrown down here that blocked it off. So there's like a large desk that was probably slid down or something that's blocking the path, as well as like a filing cabinet and shit. So it's, unless you want to blast your way past it, in an enclosed quarter, it's going to be very difficult to get through. And of course, Dane is like, fuck. And then he peeks out on the first floor, and you can see security shutters coming down on the windows now.
Because that's the only way up, right?
No, there's another stairwell right next to it. Fire standards say we have to have two.
Okay.
I'm a little worried at seeing that this is premeditated.
Shit.
Great.
Well, we got to keep going, man. We don't have time on our side.
All right, so he throws open the door and starts looking around as you guys both scan to either side. Something tore through this floor. Desks are rattled and disheveled, chairs upended, plants and lamps just kind of just scattered. It's like, yeah, and there's obviously some cubicles here too, so there's some damage to the cubicles, and you can see that
ran through.
kinda that might be a good way to look at it, but not like completely
Destroyed.
yeah, destroyed. But you can
Just went
see
for a jog through there, but yeah, just wrecked everything in a path kind of thing.
but you can see that there was like maybe a female employee that was sitting not that far away, who had been in her chair, and she's still kind of in the chair, but on her back at this point. And you see that like the like a good portion of the upper part of her torso, like from like right around her jawline to part of her neck and shoulder, is gone.
Shit.
Jaggedly ripped open and whatnot.
What the hell have they been doing here?
Strength right there, man.
With my previous experience with Bio-medika and actually working for them, had I ever seen anything like this before?
Like a dead body looking like this?
No. Heard of any projects of any large, vicious anything, or was it just limited to clones?
No, it was limited to clones, but you would have a form of forensic knowledge because of your medtech skill. So go ahead and roll your tech and then medtech.
Okay. 18.
Okay. So you're looking. So you take a moment to look it over, and as you start looking it over, Dane posts up at one end to keep watch, to give you cover. Whatever anybody else is doing is, up to them. You look at it, and by the way the damage, the physical damage it's done to the body, these were done with human teeth. And I don't mean like cybernetic rippers, which you're used to. I mean, that's a common cosmetic mod. I mean like human teeth.
When I look at the wounds, does it look like more than one set of teeth at the same time, or is it just one?
That's hard to tell. By the decomposition, which is not much, it could have been more than one.
Okay.
This looks like some zombie shit.
It really does, in my professional opinion. So watch out for
Double tap.
walkers. I think.
So zombies. We're dealing with fucking zombies at this lab.
We're dealing with
Something.
Biological something or other. They may have been trying to reanimate. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh fuck. All right.
I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out
we
there.
have got to find her.
Let's go.
Get around the corner. So, and it's very similar to most offices. Like their fire escapes are going to be very close to the elevators, which will be center of the building itself. As you guys go around the corner to try and find the other stairwell, you can see it's more office space. There's a couple computer banks here and whatnot. It doesn't really seem that whatever came through here, the damage that was done looks like it may have been unintentional, in the sense of like what would happen if somebody was trying to get to somebody, not like they came through here specifically to smash everything up. One of the and it's near the door, the fire escape doors. You end up seeing an area where there's like 3 people that are maimed at this point, and one person's just like, as you're approaching, is just clinging to life and is expiring like as you are walking up. And you can see that there are footprints, bloody footprints that go off in the distance here and there. But because there's carpeting, eventually it gets to a point where it's hard to track.
Okay.
But you get up to that door, and you can see that as you get to that door, it looks like somebody was attempting to pull another desk into the way, but never got the chance to, because you can see there's a blood smear from the desk, like they were pushing it and they got pulled away. So with a bit of a hop, you guys can get over the desk without a problem.
All right. I'm gonna press on, man.
All right, and you guys get up to the third floor, and the door is actually shut. It's not opening.
Is there a card swipe?
There is a card swipe, yes, but it's not activating.
Oh.
Can you guys blow through this door too?
Yeah, I got more missiles if we need to.
Is there a window? Like
Nope.
a portal?
Nope.
No. Listen at the door at least for a second. Hear anything?
Okay, so go ahead and give a perception, and I believe it's going to be notice. Let me see.
Well, it's
Or it's not perception, intelligence.
Okay.
I played too many games.
As an aside, I just want to say that Dante has the book at home and he's looking up what the AV9 looked like.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is dope.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Intelligence and
Yeah, awareness notice. That's right. Okay.
where's that at?
Under intelligence-based skills on the first column bottom.
Yay. I got a good score on that one. I got a 5 and a 10 in intelligence.
And he rolls a 1.
And I rolled a 7. Actually, I rolled a 70.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I like that score better. That's
So
85.
yeah, so you lean up against the door and try and listen in, and you can hear the faint sounds of somebody begging.
Oh shit.
It sounds male.
Like what kind of like please don't kill me kind of thing?
No, like somebody's just saying help me.
Somebody's saying help me, help me, help me. So help me. If this is a damn zombie.
Hey,
Dude, I'm gonna shoot the fucking door.
Pull off. I was gonna pull my
Hold
hand
on,
out.
hold on, Locke. If you do that, and there's somebody that can give us information on the other side, you're gonna toast them.
Are they right on? Can we tell if they're right on the other side of the door?
Yeah, you can't
Is this-
tell, Mac.
Is this a reinforced door?
It's a solid door, but it's not like reinforced or
Will a handgun take out this lock?
handgun would take out the lock, but it's possible that it's barricaded from the other side.
Does this door swing in or towards us?
No, it swings out from you guys.
So like we would open it towards us.
No, you would open it and
push it
walk
in.
through. Yeah.
Actually, that would be false. If it is an emergency exit, it needs to exit towards the stairwell.
Okay.
You're fired, man.
Keep in mind,
Uh-huh.
there are different standards in this future.
OSHA's changed.
Hey, I tried to pull it.
Can't
It's true though.
yell to this guy to get back and get anybody who's alive back.
Grab your socks.
If you can hear him, he can probably hear us.
Move away from the door. You have 5 seconds.
Okay. So
Oh shit.
5 seconds pass.
Do it.
All right, man. You said a reflex and what? Handgun?
Yes. And has everybody moved back?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have.
Oh,
17.
OSHA doesn't matter when you got that bio-med.
Yep. Roll your damage, Lock.
Lock rolls damage to the lock.
Yeah, pretty much.
12.
Okay, so a lockpick you are not. Shoo.
So delicate.
The blast kicks back both ways since it's enclosed.
That's
So-
why I did this.
Yeah, so you get a very uncomfortable searing. Like you suddenly were standing out in the Saharas for no real good reason. The door and crap on the other side goes flying. Door at this point is completely obliterated. The only thing that's really in the way at this point is a thrashed filing cabinet, which, I mean, you can kick down and get out of the way.
Gun leading the way, like what we see.
Okay.
Like past that.
So-
do we see people? Was there some dude right next to the door that
To be careful, Dane doesn't kick the filing cabinet. He doesn't know if it's
Right.
going to like go flying and maul somebody. So he dips out the one side and posts up, facing east, to cover and make sure no one else is coming. What is anybody else doing?
I'm taking a counter position to him to watch his back, kind of
Okay.
like.
So that leaves Locke and Meredith.
I'm gonna be, since they're both to the left and right, I'm gonna try and aim forward, but behind those two.
Okay.
I'm following up the rear with the Geiger counter and
You are
checking
in the rear with the gear.
with the gear.
So you're not picking up anything as of yet. You guys can see the individual who was there. Looks like he was probably an executive type of some form. He's missing an arm, and he has a very thrashed side and leg, and he's just like crawling at this point forward.
Is there anything else about, like, does he? I hate to like say it like this, but does he look infected, crazed, other than the fact that he's severely injured?
Nah, he looks severely injured. Meredith, if you want to give a check, you can obviously examine him real quick and see if there's some way to stabilize him or
Yeah,
give him
I
a
wanna
peaceful death.
do- 18.
Okay. He's critical. And given the situation you're in, there is no way you're going to make it to a hospital. The best you can do is make him comfortable and try to get information out of him.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a small dose of painkiller.
Okay. Go ahead and roll again.
18 again.
Okay. Not bad. So you get that, and at this point, I mean, his pain is easing, but he's still wincing, and he's fading in and out at this point.
Oh, what's your name, so I can let somebody know?
He says, Rains.
Oh,
Kendall Rains.
Mr. Rains. What happened? What happened to you? What happened to this place? What did this to you and your colleagues?
And he just says, lockdown triggered.
What took your arm?
He says, thing, it looked like a man, but not a man.
Fucking Dane, dude.
Never seen it.
Have
Can
you? Is there
what's a-
anyone else
Yeah.
on this floor?
What's
Have
that?
Is oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just trying to make sure I heard you correctly.
Is there anyone else on this floor? Do you have any? Do you know anyone named Jill?
Jill or Alicia?
Alicia. Sorry.
He's like, yeah, on his deathbed, he's like, why are you trying to hook me up?
So I got this girl.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, and he's wincing and trying to get over onto his back at this point. He knows he's about to die, and he's and he says, Alicia is my assistant. At this point, he's starting to cough up blood.
Where is
Hmm?
Where is she?
Downstairs. Don't know.
Downstairs?
Do you know what floor?
And at that point, he's alive in breath only at this point. Like he's, give him a couple more seconds and he's dead.
Okay.
We go back downstairs.
Are we able to see his office clearly labeled anywhere around here?
Yeah. He was actually outside his office where you found him, and it was one of those. It had a nice window view, but of course the security shutters are in the way. The door was open, and the door itself, everything in here is wooden. The door is pulled back, but it's actually warped, as if like it was originally like locked or something, and somebody through sheer force just pulled it out. And so it's like, it's got a partial bend in it, and the wood is splitting a little bit.
Before we head out, I'm going to do a quick look to see if I can find any kind of like accessible hard drives on his desk.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Is there a laptop or something on his desk?
Mm-hmm.
Or
There is a computer on his.
like that, or
Yes.
Rifle through his desk real quick. Yeah, like if he's got a data chip, SIM card, something.
Mm-hmm.
Look through his drawers if there's discs or CDs or something like that says whatever.
Sure. Go ahead.
If it doesn't say Enya on it, then I'm
Hey, don't knock Enya.
Maybe that's a distraction.
I know, right? But anything digital, grab it.
So Enigma would be out of the question.
Oh, wait, pass it.
Absolutely.
Yep. San Donwa. Oh, yeah. Anyways, okay, so if you're going to search, it's intelligence and awareness notice.
Boom! I got a 0.
All right.
25.
Nice.
I found his secret stash spot.
Roll
Better
again.
be quiet again, man.
Yeah, D10 explodes.
7.
Nice.
Boom!
17 on top of 15.
15. That's 32.
Yeah, that's a lot. All right. So yeah, you not only find, obviously the laptop is sitting out on the desk, sort of. It's like upside down,
Right.
because the office itself is in disarray, and you can tell like he was probably at his desk when whatever it was came in, because his chair is bloody as hell, and he pulled himself out to where he was. But you also find the hidden little slot where he kept his password, in case you forgot it. So you'll have access to that. However, with that rummaging, that is where we will have to stop for tonight. For part 1 of the Bio-medika nonsense. So,
Bam.
good roll. I hope you guys had a good time. I did. Shit is hitting the fan.
Yeah, this is rad. I got to use my fucking missile gun.
Right.
I still haven't shot anything
I
yet,
got
though.
2 more, man.
Yep, as Strong Bad would say, missiled.
Dagger on.
All right, so let's see. The next game would be the 23rd.
No more light switch raves.
Yeah, the cheat is grounded. So is the 23rd going to work?
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right, cool. So we will be back then on November 23rd for hopefully a Thanksgiving edition of Cyberpunk.
Maybe I'll have my Dante wig by then.
Have your what? Oh, yeah, your wig. Yep. Oh, you're going to name your porn files Enigma now, huh? Double clicking on that. It's like, oh, this is going to be good music. Ah! No. No.
I was gonna say, I can't wait to listen to
Tone to the
I got crappy porn instead.
Exactly. Yeah. Why is everything here stating something about a Shizer? So, anyways,
the cheesy future porn. Go gadget, fill in the blank.
pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Mr. Studs.
Yep. All right, so we're going to go ahead and head out. I have a birthday to celebrate. Thank you guys for playing tonight, and we will see you soon. We have next week, hopefully, we will have Vampire. And then the following week, we should, I think, have Firefly and then Cyberpunk again. So be on the lookout. So with that, we'll go ahead and sign off, and you guys have a good night.
All right, man.
Sweet.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Later, Dante.
Hey, do we get, just because I thought we said something last time, do we get birthday XP?
1 second.
And probably sometime around next time I'll have to see how to spend it.